What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. R.Kelly asked that everyone come together and push the message about this BOP officer, Natasha K, sharing his private emails and conversations with government star witnesses. Now, you have people that are out here doing the work, pushing the message. If those people that are pushing the message about this BOP officer is being attacked by so-called R.Kelly supporters, you should think twice before you listen.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't going to do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Big Bye. Back up on there.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Push it through, about to rip shit up. Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a G-thing, baby. Too low, death niggas, so we're crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to face it. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'ma let them understand. From a young G's perspective. And before me think of the bitch, I have to find the contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her, man, and learning her, man. And at the same time, burning her, man. Then you know I ain't with that shit, lieutenant. Ain't no pussy good enough to get her while I'm offended. And that's realer than real deal, ugly feel. And now you look up and hoes know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to get broke off a proper jump, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. California love. Everybody to the wild, wild west. A state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your ears form like a sludgy chest. Back up best for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state for the bomb ass hippie. The state where you never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them greens. Lean, money making machines serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shine. Like a Rob Liberace, it's all good. From Diego to the Bay, your city is the bomb and your city make it pay. All cool, the finger can feel the same way. Straight from California, yeah.
Not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those subs. It's the thuggish rockers ball. It's the thuggish rockers ball. It's the thuggish rockers
and straight buzzing, loving your people just be so real. Chill, better bring your weapon. It's definitely bring on that ammunition, tripping. I'm tripping. No competition, but I gotta get my free my mo and let me hear you holla. Not about that quiet, y'all. Just rock with the ball, my feather follow. Chain game remaining the same. Blaming my life is back and through. Think about that, give me some up back in the get ready for the ball in the motor. Busters, you know me as a hustler. Trying to creep in, get beat. Maybe 6 feet, please. Gotta put them under. Straight jacket. Gotta make that money, man. It's still the same now. Gotta get my black switch back. You gotta be down that bang bang. So make it just just don't just stop the okay. LL Cool J is hard as battle anybody, I don't care you do. I accept they are gonna sell double
What up, Ashley?
So long, still starving like Marvin for a Cool J song. If your crowd thought it, I definitely was wrong. It took a long now with the Cool J force, specializing in the rhyming for the record of course. I'm a tower full of power with rain and hail. Create just a record with a single nail. Rock the back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Finally is back. My voice is your choice as the hottest wax. You as a wizard, just a wizard who ain't taking no crap. I'm rhyming and it's kind of with the girl on my lap. I make the chicken always thinking cause you like it that way. You biggest fan of what I'm for the creator on the fader. The right hand man, we rock the bell from Mary West. That's the name of this day. Rock the bell. If some girls won't, cause I'm making money in your boyfriend's zone. LL, hell gonna ride hell, or your wild up rap wanna do this well. The best.
Hello, Jay-Z.
I love you. I love girls, I do adore. You put your number on this paper, cause I would love to date you. Holla at you when I come on top. Yeah. I got this fantasy, like she don't like me to roll. So she calls me Pablo, plus my ego. Likes to cook rice, so she likes me home. I'm like, oh, momento, mommy, love your tempo. I got this black chick, she don't know how to act. Always talking out her neck, singing a finger snap. She like, listen, chicken man, I don't care if you rap, you better I got this French chick that love the French kiss. Then she smokes everywhere, here in the Swiss. My steady your more, to a bell. Mercy, if I done fuck what you giving me hell. I got this Indian squad and day that I met her. Asked her what tribe she with, red dye or feather. She said all you need to know is
I'm not a hoe.
And to get with me, you better be cheap, lots of dough. And that Spanish chick, French chick, Indian and black. That's right.
Hey y'all. Hey, all I want y'all to know is one thing. What up, everybody in the chat? Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's your boy, Big Val Opinion. We finna turn this thing up tonight, man. We finna talk about Kels, and more Kels, a.k.a. free Kels, man. But I want y'all to know right now, everybody in the chat, I got my people with me.
I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them with me. Solo, I'm cutting up, but not my people with me. I got my people with me. What? All my people in me. Fucked up. I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them with me. Solo, I'm cutting up, but not my people with me. I got my people with me. What? All my people with me. Dropping the fucking line on. Everybody fresh, my people gon' get they shine on. Everybody bucking, ready to get up in some shit. Everybody looking, I guess they heard we was in this bitch. They ain't know we was coming. Fucking, we just had hopped on. My earrings was blinging, these lights driving my watch. Haters out this mother. Real niggas get down with her. Bitches got till we snap it up. Who is you? Look like a clown. If you ain't with my people, then people will get around us. You know I like to be with the one who is around us. I ain't gonna lie, I kinda got jealous. See them around here. That's one thing about my people. We never gon' bust up over those. All I really got is my people, and I already know. I put my life up for my people, but that's just how it go. Nobody better not fuck with my people.
I got my people with me.
I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them with me. I'm cutting up, but not my people with me. I got my people with me. What? All my people in me. I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them with me.
In the chat, cutting up. I got my people with me.
I'm cutting up, yeah, but not my people with me. I got my people with me. What? All my people in me. So when my people be with me, y'all let gorilla come out when y'all get the screaming and shout. Most of my people in jail, see we ain't tripping about it. So they went in for real reasons, all of my people were talking. Some of my people be slipping, but they my people regardless. They wipe my back when I'm slipping, that's why I keep them around me. Be my people, you probably catch us hanging and clowning. Y'all can't fuck with my people, ain't no people like ours. On that drink with my people, we drink this shit by the bill. On that drink with my people, man, we the smoke by the zip. Pussy nigga, look here. Y'all want no dealers with us. We got real killers with us. My people tripping the fuck. You ain't affiliated with us, don't come chillin' with us. These niggas out here be disappearing and stuff. To catch you stay from out our circle, dog, I'm serious, cuz. We'll pass out and beat all the security up.
In the chat, I got my people with me.
I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I
The hottest chat on the internet. I got my people with me. What up? What up? It's your boy, Big Vi. You hear me? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all already know it. It's going down. What up?
Have you met R.Kelly?
I've never met Mr. Kelly.
Hey man, I feel good. Hey y'all, everybody, very Christmas looking for Pinky Knuckle.
Nigga. I got my people with me. What up, y'all? How y'all doing on this Friday? How y'all doing on this Friday? I hope all is well, man. I hope all is well, man. It's gonna be a blessed Friday, man. Hey, man, the energy is unmatched. I'm telling y'all, the energy is unmatched, man. They not doing it like we doing it, man. They not doing it how we doing it. I'm telling y'all, they not doing it how we doing it over here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Get on in here. Make sure y'all get on in here. They not doing it like we doing it over here on Big Vile Opinion, man. If y'all missed last night live, man, I'm suggesting y'all go back and watch last night live, man, because last night live was great. It was a great open conversation. And man, I keep on, bro. The brother Jeff and Sir Miguel, bro. They said something last night, man, that stuck with me. And this shit just been in my head. It's been resonating in my head all day. You know, ever since last night when I heard it. When they man say Kel's like you know, they do the lawsuits, the big old, like a big corporation gets sued, like, man, it's like, bro, it makes sense to me. It seems to me like Cook County came out to Kells and they went and solicited these accusers and promised these accusers that they could get some form of restitution or beneficial gain. And they came on board to say that they was abused and this, that, and the third, man. That shit was like, wow, that shit when they put it together, it made so much sense. I'm like, damn. Because at the end of the day, I still have yet to see a victim. I have yet to see a police report. I have yet to see medical records. But they better know one thing.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you.
Mac, I sent you the link. Lil Mac, I sent you the link over on Twitter, Lil Mac. I sent you the link on Twitter, Lil Mac. And you right, Crystal, a class action lawsuit. It seems like Cook County came with a class action lawsuit against R.Kelly, and they just solicited motherfuckers to come forward and say, I was a victim. Were there any damages? No police reports. No medical examiner reports. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. EJ, I emailed you the link as well, EJ. So at this point, it's like, how long do you all, I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to speculate a time frame. I think it was a motion, the sentencing memorandum came out today. I think that's what I saw, the sentencing memorandum. But I'm really I'm waiting to hear what the judge is gonna reply back to. I'm waiting to hear what the judge reply back to the motion that Jennifer put in for a new trial. I wonder, is he gonna read the motion? We have seen in New York where the judge presiding over proceeding over the case in New York, where she denied motions that she admitted to not having even read. The judge in New York admitted to denying motions that she had never even read. So, the motion that Jennifer put in for a new trial was very thorough, wrote out. She pointed out contradictory. She pointed out where the star witness perjured herself clearly, even though she had immunity. So I would love to hear what the judge, I would love to know, see what the judge response to that motion is going to be. I would love to see what the government thinks of that motion as well, because they have a chance to do a rebuttal. I wonder what they're going to put in their rebuttal, because Jennifer is so strategic, man. Her motion, the way that she outlined everything, she outlined it based off of the star witness attorney, the paperwork that he put in for restitution. So they can't say that she's reaching. It's their paperwork that she was able to use, that they submitted, that she was able to use to prove that the star witness knew all along that restitution was something that she was seeking. So I would love to see how the judge weigh in on it. I mean, it could be big. It could be big. So I mean, they haven't been playing, but we all know they haven't been playing fair. Over the last 4 years going on, they haven't been playing fair. So I'm looking forward to see what the judge decide with, you know, when it comes to the motion that Jennifer put in. But we do know that the motion was. We do know that there's a motion out there that has people concerned.
He wasn't
Well,
even 18.
you know what? And see, this is my thing because I'm watching everything that's going on, and don't none of y'all seem happy that like Kels is locked up. Like it's still
Like
it's
it's
fighting.
this what you gotta understand with me. I'm still dealing with my daughter, my child, who's fucked up. And this is why motherfuckers like this old smart dummy over there, and that side chick, none of them can ever understand. Because they rock that shit all day long, keep saying ass this, that, this. Y'all keeping that shit going. Because if they didn't speak about it, it wouldn't be keep going. But they speak about it because you need channels, you need growth now, this and that, and that's fine. But don't get mad when I speak on something and it's about my life. Because y'all invading my space and making my life into a different type of lifestyle. Because now I got to watch the internet again, see what this shit is, watch my family. Because how this shit going with this motion, guess what? Adriel could be pulled back in on some shit because of life.
Wait.
I read real
Why
well.
you say that? Why
I
you say?
read real well because of the motions. Did you read the motion? Read the motion.
Okay,
How she
okay.
worded it.
I see what you're saying. So they okay,
Exactly.
they might call her in and be like, "Did you get the
Exactly.
the
Now
woo why?"
we need to exactly. Now
Yeah,
we need to hear
run it
this
back.
part and that part again.
Yeah,
Yes. So
I got
now when she thinking she moving her life on, this dummy done dragged her in there
you.
because he want to be on his YouTube talking about,
Got you.
oh yeah, I got this, and we seen that, and you seen his father there, his mother there, this and that. Man, we was visiting. My wife never stayed at that fucking house. My son never stayed at his house. What the fuck is he talking about?
But you know they
Like
might
this shit goofy.
know because they
Huh?
saying they might pull you too because she ain't say your
Man, listen, I
name. But
promise. Listen to me. I promise you they ain't gonna call me.
uh,
Listen to me. I promise you.
Why would he say, I promise you they ain't gonna call me? Well, we saw in Chicago where the attorney that was representing the star witness in Chicago also represented the star witness mother, also represented the star witness father, which the attorney in Chicago also structured the immunity deal for the star witness, her mother, and her father. So could it be the reason why he's so concerned and so for sure that he's not gonna be pulled into anything is because they probably structured his immunity deal along with his daughter and along with his wife the same way they did the Chicago accuser. But the thing is, what about Ted Mess? What about Ted Mess? When they were structuring Angelo, the star witness, and Alice immunity deal, they wasn't aware that the mother was texting with the daughter, inducing, coercing, enticing her to have sexual relationships with the defendant. Now it's a conflict of interest. Where is Alice? Where is Alice? No one has seen her. Ever since the Ted mess came out, ain't nobody seen her. Ever since the Ted mess came out, ain't nobody seen Alice. 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 Jongelin been looking for you all over the internet, going around from chat to chat. What about Ted Mess? What about Ted Mess? See, when they worked out their immunity agreement, the Clary's attorney wasn't aware of the mother inducing, enticing, coercing her daughter to do sexual favors with the defendant, which could ultimately cost Miss Alice her freedom. What up, J Rock? Because now everybody want to know about Ted Mess. Everybody want to know about Ted Mess. What you say, Alice? Oh, go. I don't care what you do. Just make sure you get the check first, huh? You don't care what she do. You want to make sure she get the check first, huh?
But get the contract first. Like, so thirsty for money. She even went on to say in this series of sick text messages how her daughter should seduce R. Kelly and then have his child and marry him second, saying that her daughter is coming to her saying, I'm catching feelings. I know it's not right. He's much older than me, but you know, I'm starting to feel things for him. And the mother starts to say, well, that's great. You know, in so many words, well, that's good. You can go ahead and marry him and have his kids and do all this stuff, but get the contract to marry him and have his kids and do all this stuff, but get the contract first. Like, so
Alice has created a situation. Alice has created a situation now that Kel's win the appeal. They have to come back to court. Now, the roles is finna be changed because they want the world to think that R. Kelly was the one who was out here searching for these women, chasing these women, flying these women to and from, when in the whole time, in all reality, these women were being sponsored by their mother and father to chase R. Kelly around. When you hear Kells on the phone calls, what did he tell Faith when she talking about she want to see him? He told her, get your way up, you know, find your way up here. He said, you know I don't talk on phones. She was trying to get him to talk on the phone. He told her, you know I don't talk on phones. You know, if you want to talk, get up here. I'm not sending for you, though. What is it that the Clarys could have done when Kel's son, they sent the young woman home? What could the Clarys have done after Kel's son the young woman home for them to pack her ass back up and drive her back to Chicago? Could they have came and tried to convince, persuade R. Kelly that, look, here's my daughter's birth certificate. She's really 18. Here's my daughter, such such. She's really 18. What did they do to convince him that she was really 18? If he wasn't so sure about it, to the fact that he sent her home, even after seeing the ID at the hotel. Even after seeing the ID at the hotel, he still wasn't sure if she was 18. So he sent their ass home. They brought her ass back. Like, let me show you this type shit. Man, I can't wait to see this trial play out in the appeal court.
While one of the government witnesses was sitting there with Tasha K on the internet, there's a picture of it. It's a go figure that my information was being shared with, you know, witnesses, and it was being shared by the Tasha K. So a DOP officer, disciplinary hearing officer, which is a judge in the Bureau of Prisons, how do you even know a YouTube blogger? These questions you have to ask yourself. These questions people have to ask themselves. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't have anything bad against the DOP. I don't have anything, you know, I'm not mad or anything, or have anything against law enforcement or anything. I just have something against this one individual who accessed illegally my records 153 times. And on that same day, the affidavit said that there were 60 other BOP employees that accessed my records illegally on that same day. So there you have 61 BOP employees that work for federal that illegally access my records, my phone calls, my emails. And the last time, you know, and when you talk to your, just put it like this, when you talk to your female, I'm kind of pausing because I want to make sure that I don't go into my case.
Right,
so
right.
Excuse me for that.
No, you're fine.
But to give you a scenario, if you tell one woman, hey, I'm going to give you the money, you put the money behind the blue couch, and because the other lady is spending the money, and she's not supposed to be spending it because I need that money for lawyers. So you're being more responsible. You take the money, put it behind the blue couch, and don't tell her. Just hold it and use that for emergencies or if I need anything or pay bills or whatever. The other woman is not supposed to know the very next day where that money is.
Right.
I'm not supposed to get a call, which I did from my girl saying they took the money, they left a note saying F you and F him, I'm going to do what I have to do. These things is happening. These things happening in 2019, and then I get another visit from the woman who took the money, and she tells me, since when did you start giving her the money, and why did you tell her to put it behind the couch and not tell me? Don't lie to me. I heard the phone call. So in 2019, I'm trying to figure out how the hell did she hear that phone call? In 2019, I'm trying to figure out why would she tell me in the last visit that, oh, and since when did you start calling her Cookie? By nickname on email. I'm trying to figure out how the hell did she know I call her Cookie? She say, don't lie to me. I fucking saw the emails. Excuse my language. I saw the fucking emails. That's what she said. And why would you tell your lawyer that you're not leaving her for me? Well, I did actually have that conversation with my lawyer. And now I'm trying to figure out how the hell she hear this. She say, I don't give a fuck. I know your voice. You cannot fucking lie to me. I know your voice. Well, I wasn't debating whether she knew my voice or not. I was in my mind trying to figure out, in 2019, how did she know?
Yeah.
Well, in 2019, a BOP disciplinary hearing officer was illegally accessing my phone calls, my emails, and sharing them with Tasha K. Tasha K said it on her own podcast, on platforms, that she was sharing that information with government witnesses' parents. While one of the government witnesses was sitting there with Tasha K on the internet, there's a picture of it.
Look, remember? Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would.
Among our major arguments have been the fact that there were multiple prosecution witnesses who gave inconsistent statements that kept changing, and that some of these clearly had no case against the R. Among our major arguments have been the fact that there were multiple prosecution witnesses who gave inconsistent statements that kept changing, and that some of these clearly had no case against the R&B King, but were nevertheless brought to trial. Their purpose was to further depict R.Kelly as the predator that was alleged to be. Another major concern was that R.Kelly's trial was completely prejudicial, and the judgment was made along assumptions that R.Kelly was a bad person, with no substantial evidence to prove a case against him. In this particular case, the Supreme Court jurors are completely unhappy to note that a judgment was made along similar prejudicial lines, making us confident that the Supreme Court will find it easy to rule out the current judgment. Once this has been overturned, R.Kelly will surely be a free man again. Take a look.
The rationale for introducing the testimony of the three uncharged victims.
The testimony of Young, Dunning, and Wolf, as Justice Burke found, was directly probative of defendant's state of mind.
Why wasn't that accomplished with the three women who were complainants? I mean, that for me is the problem. You already have three women who give you three different types of stories of the horrors they allege they experienced with him. I think you've covered that. So to pile on with three uncharged complainants, three uncharged victims, is leaning really close to that propensity line.
It was relevant to defendant's intent. As Your Honor pointed out, intent was hotly contested below.
I don't understand how that wasn't established through Mann. Because he had a 5-year relationship with him after the assault.
Because Mann's allegations were not so unambiguous that there would have been no doubt in a juror's mind that defendant intended the forcible element of the first-degree rape. Again, when Justice Burke...
You're saying that you wanted to prove what he did with Mann by introducing the testimony of those other three women.
No, certainly not. Mann's allegations would have established, if believed, would have established the elements of the offense.
Where the women were of the uncharged crimes were not the victims for which were being prosecuted, though. Where was the balancing that's supposed to go on in Molyneux? This was incredibly prejudicial testimony, no?
Well, no, respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial for two reasons. One, the court gave extensive limiting instructions. 3 times the court explained to the jury...
The fact that there's instructions doesn't mean it's not prejudicial.
But here we know it wasn't...
I'm being charged with 3 rapes. And here come 3 other women who claim I did the same thing to them, but I'm not being charged with that. That's prejudicial.
Well, it's not prejudicial.
So the question is, does that prejudice, is that outweighed by some probative value that supersedes that?
Respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial here, and we know that.
Opposing counsel referred to the Molyneux rulings in this case as unprecedented. What cases do you rely on under New York law that actually constitute precedent for the court's rulings in this case on the Molyneux issues?
Well, parsing the Molyneux evidence, no one would quibble with the admissibility of the uncharged offenses as to Mann. Ample case law, which we...
I'm talking about the other 3 women.
Right. As to Young, Dunning, and Wolf, again, I think Vargas is a perfect illustration of precisely why we were permitted to put forth the evidence here. It's well understood that Molyneux evidence can shed light on a defendant's state of mind and intent.
So you're really arguing that this was not overkill? I mean, there were certain items in the Sandoval that I thought, okay, that's fair game. If you, after being fired, ask an employee at the company to take computers and delete stuff, that's fair game. But some of this other stuff, let's inflame the jury's heart by telling them that he beat up his brother during a meeting. I don't see how there is a balance there on that.
Well, threatening behavior, again, goes directly to demonstrating his ability to put his own self-interest at the expense of others, and that goes to the heart of honesty and integrity. The fact that there were many of these acts only indicated how defendant chose to live his life.
Yes, and counsel, you know what? There are trials every day where we have defendants who have a rap sheet a mile long. A mile long. They'll have 20 felony convictions on their rap sheet. And I see no judge say, go ahead, go to town on all of them, because they don't let you go into the facts. They usually just let 1 or 2 in. I mean, there is a balance.
But looking at what was let in relation to its impact
on whether the jury could otherwise decide the case, not based on the fact that this is just a horrible person. That's really the balance, not what was let out.
That's correct, and perhaps if this involved a case that had 100 or 150 allegations, it would present a different scenario.
30 non-convicted, and they're not convictions, not one of them, acts. That's balance?
Well, as you point out, the fact that they're not convictions, that they're just bad acts, if anything, makes them less prejudicial. But the fact that there were so many is only indicative of how defendants... When I woke up in the
Oh, boy.
Man, that judge was giving her the business.
She didn't know what she kept repeating the same shit. Sound like
this doesn't mean that it's prejudicial. It doesn't mean it's prejudicial. It doesn't mean it. It doesn't mean it. No, it doesn't mean it.
The judge telling you now. Instead of telling you, that's prejudice, man. That's prejudicial.
I'm like, man, you got three. You got 3 charges on the man, but you got 30 uncharged acts.
Now, what do that remind you of?
You already
What
know.
do that remind you of?
Surviving the United States courtroom. That's what that.
Kale got 6 Jane Doe, but he got 50 motherfuckers in here testifying against him.
He got motherfuckers like I talking about. You got Richard Arline running around.
You got motherfuckers who committed crimes all of a sudden became John Does.
The straight victims say, hey, yeah, he sucked my dick. Wait a minute. Hold up. Slow down.
Like, what the fuck? How does that work?
I'm like, so you mean to tell me that the shit that they accusing him of doing with females having to crawl across the floor, he did that for you? Nigga.
No.
You got the story messed up on the stand. You didn't want to be the submissive one. Hey, okay.
Right. Man, that shit crazy, man.
Victim, fool. Just sit down.
You a goddamn criminal. That's what you are.
And
you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, all day long.
So y'all just heard it for y'all self. Everybody in the chat, y'all heard it. Y'all see, when you go to the Supreme Appellate Court, the Supreme Court, you see the type of heat they put these prosecutors. Man, them people do not want to go. They do not want this shit to go to the Supreme Court. Like you say, you bringing in, you should be able to explain. You should be able to prove your case with the people that you charging them with. Pretty much what she said. She say a defendant can have a rap sheet a mile long. 20. She said he can have 20 felony convictions. Don't mean that you had a right to just go at that person because they've been convicted 20 times for felony charge.
Just say fuck.
You might can slide 1 in or 2, but not the whole rap sheet.
Man. Yeah, because and truth be told, all they did was just ran Surviving R.Kelly. Only, you know what I'm saying? They just like brought the females in, brought some dudes in, and nigga, shit, I'm surprised John Legend didn't get on the motherfucking stand. Shit.
I'm telling you, man, Jeff and Sir Miguel called that shit out last night. They said, man, it seemed like Cook County ran a class action lawsuit against R. Kelly and just called for motherfuckers to come in.
and clean that bullshit up. Because they had fucked up from the gates, man. I mean, you can't solicit victims, man. You just can't.
You can't.
You can't. I mean, that was a violation of his rights right there, man. Just about how the case came about, man. Kim Fox did him bogus, man.
With no Vaseline, man.
Did him bogus, bro. I'm like, man, that lady don't need to be practicing law. Period.
Yeah, her whole office need to be audited, bro.
Yeah, got them goofy, confused looking females behind her. They come to work every day, don't know what's gonna happen.
Man, it's Friday night, man. I don't know where the guys at.
Drinking.
But, man, I was just sitting here, I'm just sitting back, man, chilling, man, just really waiting to hear. I really want to hear what the judge response to the motion for a retrial gonna be. I seen that the sentencing memorandum came out today. I hadn't got a chance to read over it, and but I did scan through it. And man, when I say they talk about Kel's life, his early childhood, man, and I couldn't even read it. I couldn't even keep reading past the first paragraph and a half, man. This man has been enduring. This man has been, he's been
Brother,
abused
look,
goddamn his whole life.
the man was born in the barrel of butcher knives.
Man.
In the 1960s. He endured the 1970s, 1980s crack epidemic in Chicago, Illinois. One of the, in the urban Chicago, Illinois, the shit that you saw on Good Times.
Mm-hmm. The Cabrini Green.
Yeah, that type of shit. Where everybody in the whole scene is hand to mouth. Whatever you get your hands on, you got to go for yours. So you got a young man who can't learn in school because he's distracted by what's going on at home.
Fact.
Mm-hmm. You got a young man that's trying his best to attach himself to his mama because of what his sister doing to him. Coming up in a broken home, where you have you just trying to find your way and you run into a neighbor. And the neighbor nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And the neighbor take advantage of you. You riding around on your bike, get fucking shot. This is the type of shit that this man came from.
Everybody he ran into, none of these people stopped to ask him, was he okay?
No.
What's going on with him?
What you got for me, Rob? What you got for me, Kel? Sing a song for me, Kel. Shuck and jive for me, nigga. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't give me no money? All right, nigga, I'll sue your ass. Say you did something to me. Huh. It's not hard to figure out what these fools did and how they did it.
And one of the other worst things happened. Demetrius Smith, this man running from them conditions at home, and he go out there and run into a motherfucker like Demetrius Smith, a career criminal.
Mm-hmm. A dude that pretty much wanted what R.Kelly got.
Mm-hmm. He number what they call like a janky promoter. He saw Kel down in the subway singing, motherfucker was tipping the show, and he came and brought his ass around like he was somebody important. Kel's looking for a breakthrough. He took him up on the offer.
And the only thing that dude had was a sister that was married to a basketball player.
That's it.
It's interesting to me sometimes that people can't pick up on the setup, on the whole thing in a nutshell. What happened? Why? Any of it? They set this man up from the beginning. They made the man emulate and imitate other artists in the very beginning of his career. You know, to the degree that he didn't find his own sound until maybe his third album. I mean, although 12 Play was a classic, that wasn't his sound. That was Aaron Hall. Anybody who know and listen to music should know it. And they pointed this man in whatever direction. He said it on I Admit. He been fucked by so many damn managers why they push him out in front of them cameras. And you know, you're gonna be all right, we're gonna make X amount of dollars and la la la. And then when it come down, oh shit, we had to pay these people and we had to do this. Motherfucker, I had to do shit. Where my but sing, where fuck my money? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna hold on to this for a little while, you know, just make sure you good and shit. Cause anybody who know about Demetrius Smith know he
That was the wrong person for Kels to run into in his situation. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm at the point where everything happened for a reason, but I wish it hadn't been Demetrius Smith he ran into. But a more aware individual, or more, I would say, intellectually adept with people at that time picked up on Demetrius' bullshit.
Yeah. And the shit's so crazy though. You know, I just be thinking about how they tell a story of how this shit happened. It just seemed like God was just testing Kel. I mean, I don't know if I can't say it was a test, but it seems as though every time he got away from one fucked up individual, he came in contact with another fucked up individual, because once Demetrius stole a check from the talent show, left Kel walking on the streets of Chicago with no money or nothing in his pockets. He go to do the audition because he say his audition, so the man could read at least. Yeah. He read well enough to see that the fucking building had auditioning on it. He goes in there to audition. They say, "Oh well, audition is over with." So he starts to sing, and come to find out, the motherfucker he's singing to is Barry Hankerson.
Right.
Like fuck.
God damn.
I know somebody that can help you. Everybody he go to, they know somebody that can help him, point him in the right direction. Yeah. And everybody that they hook him up with is just even more so fucked up than they were.
And then you take him to Jive Records, and not only get a career, but saves Jive Records as a fucking record label. R.Kelly is the reason that a Britney Spears was able to get signed. R.Kelly is the reason that an NSYNC was able to get signed. The Joe, UGK, High Five. Oh damn, the list goes on and on. Because when his career skyrocketed after 12 Play, Jive Records had money. They did the Society soundtrack. You know, people don't even understand the impact this man had on Clive Calder, the CEO of Jive Records, monetary stake.
It's crazy, man. You got your boy Jeff in this thing. You got J Rock in this thing.
You know, people don't even get it, man. Like R. Kelly was Jive Records. Jive Records is the house that R. Kelly. The only person that they had outside of him before him was freaking Billy Ocean. Now, and that ain't no slight to Billy Ocean, but that's all you had. Once you got R. Kelly, it opened up the world to Jive Records.
Cause shit, he was giving they artists, all the new artists they was signing, he was giving their ass songs.
Yes. The shit's crazy. But they signed him to one of them shitty ass deals. You know. And he couldn't recoup. He had the appearance of wealth. But not that wealth.
He had that I feel like I'm worth this, but no, you're not actually worth that.
They pretty much shined up a turd and kept shining it. That in their minds.
That's crazy, man.
But the thing about it is these record labels know good and damn well that it's so many talented motherfuckers. You ain't even gotta look that hard, bro. Motherfuckers is coming to you. So that's where their arrogance is, and that's why they devalue, artists. Like, it makes no sense that a Whitney Houston is fucking dead. The motherfucker should have helped her, bro.
Mm-hmm. But when you get to Whitney Houston, and Michael Jackson and Prince and them, when you get to that, when you reach your peak, when you reach the peak of your career like they did, when your peak was the peak that they peak was, they was gonna see way more money on the back end of their career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Than they would ever seen while they was actively doing it.
Right. Because now your shit popping up in movies and shit.
You see that's what it's about, though. That's the thing I said too, bro. It's about these artists back in. When you talk about artists like Whitney, Mike, Prince, R. Kelly, not every artist is gonna have the type of back end of their career like these artists is. But why is it that those artists like that, when it's time for them to go chill and hide out, this bullshit comes with it? You know what I'm saying? Some type of fucked up incident occurred when it's time for them to fucking just sit back and enjoy the fruits of, reap the benefits of their label.
And you know what? I hate that these black cops did what the fuck they did to this young dude, because I feel like that it's going to be a shift in the mentality that now that if they do what they're going to do, which they're going to throw the book at these motherfuckers for real, and that's going to cause ripple effects, because psychologically, the world now can't trust black cops. Look at what they did to their own. Why should I trust them? But you pretty much bred these motherfuckers to go out and attack their own.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you bred us, our people, to go out and attack this man without any provocation, without any fucking proof, to the point where he go to jail. And Valencia Love bail him out. Y'all attack her for being his friend. He can't have friends.
Can't have family.
Can't have family. Nobody give a damn about him and get him out of his jam. Now you got to boycott businesses and all that. Because it started to become about who supports who.
Steve Loden You want to know what you call a pirate that do that? Your mammy, bitch. Get out my chat.
Man, if you catch their asses and cut them down, like chop.
Out of here. Stupid, goofy motherfucker. Goddamn Jeff. J-Rock, what's up, man?
What's poppin', man? How y'all feeling, man, this evening, man? It's Friday. You
Hey,
know what I'm
Friday,
saying?
man. What's up? It's Friday, man. What up?
Man, what's going on, Vi? What's going on, Derek? What up, Jeff?
Man, not only Friday, it's my damn birthday, man.
Man,
Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate it, bro.
Go ahead and open up my cigar now.
Man.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man.
It's a real one's birthday,
man.
man.
Y'all wish goddamn Jeff a happy birthday in the chat, man.
Birthday.
Man, it's a real one birthday today. You hear me? Celebrate all them other goofy shit. Celebrate a real one today.
Man, I appreciate it, bro, man. I'm already feeling saucy right now. I just wanted to make sure I came in and chopped in on Big Vi Opinion and chopped it up with the brothers, J-Rock, you know what I'm saying? Derek, Provoked Thoughts, everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Free kills till it's backwards.
Shit, hold on. My boy say his birthday, goddamn me.
That nigga say tell it's backwards.
We goddamn right. ASAP, man.
Man, y'all already know, man. You know, y'all was having a good dialogue, you know what I'm saying, as far as like how these contracts and all of that stuff is lined up for these artists and things of that nature. And the best move is like the best move is just to look at the play. Like we have all these examples, you know what I'm saying? We have the R.Kellys, we have the TLCs, we have all these different artists. We got the Whitney Houstons, we got the Tony Braxtons. We got all these different examples of how we get played in the industry. And then our people is so easily manipulated to turn against our artists. You know what I'm saying? Turn not just our artists, it's just anybody that's, you know, and it's just like the song, you know, Big Vi, he always highlighted in the song, the culture is cultural obligation. What does it really mean? We got to stay on code. Don't go against the team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All these other cultures of people, they got an unwritten law. Like they stand together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to get back to, because we had that before. We were stripped of the knowledge of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to have some type of camaraderie amongst one another where we don't just throw each other under the bus over frivolous arguments, over pettiness that don't mean nothing after you spew it out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we all got a common enemy, and that common enemy want to see us all divided. That's what the devil here to do, divide and conquer. So we avoid the tricks of the devil and find a way to find our cultural obligation. Once again, we revisit that terminology. As a people, we gonna rise, because that's what's unify us to go ahead and elevate. It take a village to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? When we had that unity in our community, that cultivated the next generation, that was structured, there was different things in play. They kept a child. Even if the household was disrupted, the neighborhood, the community stepped up where the household fell off. That's where you have artists like Tupac that came with songs like Brenda Got a Baby. And you look at the whole dynamic around not only that one situation, but the whole community. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have that camaraderie, that unity, you know, instead of tearing each other down, we gotta find ways to build each other up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. You know, and it's so difficult because of how we've been trained. And, you know, the way that we've been trained to think and act and feel about each other and our accomplishments. And when you get to talking about a man like R. Kelly, who started from the same fucking starting spot, if not lower, than some of the people who had the advantages of learning how to read properly and possibly wasn't getting molested and all of this shit. And then all this man had to do after you was doing all this dumbass studying and shit was open up his mouth and sing a damn song, and it took his ass to places that your ass would never fucking go, and people get jealous about shit like that because they sitting and stuck when somebody else is flourishing that you thought wasn't gonna be shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you,
yeah, go ahead.
And that's a big part of it, man. When you say never judge a book by its cover, and people think, and this is a prime, and I want people to understand the magnitude of the information that y'all are reading when y'all reading this sentencing memorandum. No matter how much money you get in life, trauma is trauma. Your past is your past. You can't. It's like your shadow. You can't go away from it. No matter where you go, it's there.
Think about it. Think about all the people who knew everything about that man that's in that memorandum that felt the need to take advantage of him.
Bro, you're not to cut you off, brother, just to add to what you were just saying. And I just want people to understand that, we trying to, not only are we bringing awareness to this man's situation as an injustice, we also trying to bring awareness that this man is a human being. And for people to sit here and listen at what type of trauma that he went through and not come away from it, whether you realize that the man may be innocent or guilty, that's your personal opinion. But to come away and walk away from it and say that that man deserves to be spending the rest of his life in prison behind what? After the trauma that he's experienced, he's not out here taking anything from anybody. So to sit up here and condone the overchargement, the abusive mentality of the government.
This man saw his best friend drown and couldn't do nothing about it.
At 8 years old, after being bullied by some older kids in the hood, pushed down in the drain, and you can't do nothing to help. You can't do nothing to help. I know how that shit feels. I watched my best friend drown at fucking 12 years old, man.
Oh, well, man, my condolences, Big Vi.
Oh yeah, I tell my story all the time. I was a trouble kid, man. I fought all the time. I saw a lot of shit growing up that I shouldn't have saw. Domestic violence was common in my home. So my way, I would go to school and fight kids every day I went to school, I fought. When I lost my best friend was when I realized shit, kids could die. That shit, I used to think that was just some shit you hear about on TV. Until I saw it for myself. They said, you know what? I had to get my shit together. I was one phone call away from being right there in that same water, and didn't even know how to swim. But this is my best friend. Shit, if he get in, I'm getting in.
And that's what I'm saying, man. That's trauma, man. A lot of our people suffer from different forms of trauma, whether it be PTSD, whether it be we go through a lot in our communities, and just listening to that. What you just shared with us, my brother, once again, my deepest condolences, and I'm sorry that you had to experience that at such a young age. You know what I'm saying?
And I get that, man. Trauma. But at the same time, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit there and be stuck in yesteryear and then decide 40, 50, 60 years later that we want to fuck with somebody's life because we didn't have the courage back when we got traumatized to say something about our trauma?
No, sir.
Nah, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I think this platform is the way that it is and why people
And
gravitate to it.
me saying anything egregious, it's just to provoke thought.
And
that's something to make you think. Like, you have to throw your shoe on the other foot, because I'm dealing with a situation right now where, a family member is is 52 years old and, dealing with what she may call childhood trauma, but it's causing her to treat the person that she's traumatized by apparently poorly in a situation where she shouldn't. And things that could have easily been addressed a different way. So, it's a lot of it has to do with how you do things. And
right.
And people are allowed now to just do whatever and come to you with faded memories of a situation that they thought might have happened, and then add some more shit to it.
And to piggyback off that, and you want to know what the saddest thing is in today's time, real time. The only time a masculine man get overlooked, and we saying it with R.Kelly, a masculine man gets overlooked because he's a man. But if a male with feminine ways can have the same story as a man who's manly, and people will overlook that manly man and take this male that has feminine actions, and they will come to him and want to help. Like they would just buy into his story.
Oh
And
yeah, bro. Let me add on to what you're saying, bro. Like we were just chopping it up about that. Right now, the agenda, as far as the people is concerned, is all about decreasing the population. So they don't want an artist like R. Kelly out here with all this love making music that making people reproduce and procreate. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, niggas, for lack of, let me just keep it real. They want a whole bunch of LBGTQRSV ass niggas. They don't want no masculine men out here. They don't want us reproducing. They don't want men that actually love women. What do R. Kelly personify? He personifies the prototype of that. You got the king of R&B, baby making music. A lot of people that listen to his music was born to his music, and he transcends generation. The people that actually were born to his music, the people that actually procreated to his music, still, listen to it. So he has 5 or 6 different demographics as far as age is concerned that has him still relevant as the king of R&B. He's a threat to their agenda. So what else do? We neutralize that threat. How do we neutralize that threat? Well, this particular threat, we can't get them with drugs. We can't get them with gangs. We can't get them with anything negative. So what do? We gonna use what
his persona.
His persona is. What Tupac said when you played that. Yeah, the same image that they perpetuated on him, we gonna use to destroy him.
And that right there, what we listened to last night was so prevalent, man, to hear Tupac talking about some shit in 94. He talking about a case in 94. And we sit here, we listening to the details that he's giving and say how ironic that this shit lines up with the same treatment that they giving R. Kelly. Like the shit, like I read some shit today They say, man, we used to hear about these rituals and different shit going on. You know, a whole lot of this Masonic shit. He say, man, now he said, man, they not even hiding the shit no more. They doing it right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy and to say like that. They take a guy like a stand up guy, and you know you can't be hurt, you can't be traumatized, you can't be a victim. But a guy can come in this motherfucker with feminine ways, and all the women they gravitate. I see this shit on social media. I see all these women, they be on these live streams with these guys who act like them, and they accept it to this guy. But if they get into an argument with a man and he call her a bitch, and he the worst nigga in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy right here is calling you that, and you accepted to it because he want to act like you. This shit is so like we as the men, the real men in this world that's doing what men supposed to do are under attack. And it seems like the only way that we get listened to or get heard is when we act as if we not manly. You have it's so fucked up, man, that and I see it. And I have those type of people in my family. So I'm not just speaking some shit I don't know. I done seen it in my family. Like, rest in peace to my grandma. She be like, you shouldn't do that. Man, look, Mo, don't touch my child. None of that. I can respect you for how you live your life, but I don't have to be a part of that shit. You take a brother like Kale's, man, reading this shit, everybody that this man went to, that he probably was like, finally, this shit's over with. These people cause terror in his, in his kid life, in his young age. That's why I have to take my hat off to R.Kelly, bro. Because reading this shit that this man endured, and for him to still have his sanity, bro. For him to still be able to go on in life. Man, we hear situations like this or shit like this happen to kids, and they never shake back from it.
Yeah.
Now what they do, suicide is like kids suicide is like one of the highest, is up in the top 10 from shit like this that this man went through. Not only with you would think you would be safe with your sister. You would think you'll be safe with somebody that you'd have seen coming in your house, that your mama welcome in this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You would think you would be safe. But every person you went to took the chance to abuse you. First somebody, I remember a while back, somebody was telling this story, like, you know what I'm saying, you go there and see had an uncle giving them candy and shit. And the guy, matter of fact, y'all remember the guy that came on this platform a while back. And he said he had just got out of prison. And he was talking about how his uncle was, giving him candy and this, that, and the third, and took advantage of him and told him if he said something, he wasn't going to give him no more. And the dude, like, he kept quiet about that shit until he got grown and some shit happened. But it was fucked up. A couple months back, guy came on this platform. He was coming on the platform talking about R.Kelly guilty, this, and that. And the more me and him got to talking, and I told people don't attack him, and the more we got to talking, and I said it before he even said anything, when he came on and said R.Kelly did this, that, and the third, I said, this man been victimized. Because how could you feel like that about a man? The way that he was talking about R.Kelly, how could you feel like that other than if you been a victim of something like that? As a man. We look at the people on the other side. What do they say when they get in front of a camera? We seen this shit. The woman doing R.Kelly trial in New York. This woman got right in front of the camera and said R.Kelly supporters are. She said R.Kelly supporters are attacking people. This, that, and third. The next thing came out of her mouth in front of the news cameras. I was a victim of sexual assault. So now you being victimized in your childhood as R. Kelly was the one who did it to you.
Exactly. See, a lot of people have personalized this situation because pardon the body.
All right. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was just drinking something, went down the wrong way. But anyway, a lot of people have personalized this situation to the point where they felt like they never got retribution for their perpetrator. So they see someone that they can identify with that's that fit the description. That's what they always do to black men. We get profiled. We not only get profiled criminally, we get profiled sexually, we get profiled any other elite you could think of. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different ways that we get profiled, but they don't match that same energy when there's a male victim.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, you know what I'm saying? I would say 90% of the women that I met growing up, just not just dealing with them on that level, just socializing. A lot of from our communities have said they have been sexually abused in some way, shape, or form or fashion. The overwhelming majority of women, young women that I've encountered, have said they shared that same reality. So when you couple that with them never getting help, never seeking any sort of justice towards what happened to them, and then they see somebody that personifies the profile of their abuser, of course, if they're easily manipulated, they're going to take it out on them. Oh, yeah. Lock him up. The man ain't never did nothing to you. You're not even listening to the facts of the case because you're so emotionally tied to what happened to you. You're blinded. Your intellect is not activated. You're dealing strictly off of emotion.
Fact. That's a fact. It's no different than a relationship, you know. You go through shit in a relationship, and when you end that relationship, I always say, in life, I look at life like chapters. Everything you go through is a chapter, and you can't go from chapter 1 to chapter 2. If it's 10 pages in chapter 1, and you get to page 8, and you just skip to chapter 2, and then you pick up and start reading. Like, no, life don't work like that.
Absolutely not.
You'd have missed 2 pages in chapter 1 that could have been the most critical things, the most critical information that you needed to carry you into chapter 2 of your life. Now you get to chapter 2, you can't heal because when God was trying to tell you how to heal, you skipped over that part. Now you taking out that pain and frustration and anger. You taking that out in chapter 2 of your life when God told you you should forgive. You know, you need to heal yourself properly from this in the end of chapter 1. The only way you can get to chapter 2 is you must heal from chapter 1 first. But if you don't finish that whole chapter of your life out, then guess what? You finna take that hurt into chapter 2. Now, if you got 10 chapters in this life, guess what? That hurt from chapter 1 gonna be all the way through your life.
Exactly.
Because you never took the time to go back to chapter 1 and figure out, how do I heal from this hurt?
Right. And also you got to look at it like this, like we all men on this panel talking right now, and the last thing I want people to get misconstrued is this. No, we advocate for anybody that's been victimized, true, real victims. We empathize and sympathize with real, true victims. We do not condone and we do not co-sign false allegations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we not finna falsely accuse nobody under the pretense of believe all women. And they be like, hold on. Women are capable of lying just like anybody else, man, woman, nor child.
Yeah, they
It's
human.
without sin. You know what I'm saying? And without reproach. And the first thing I would say to those people that raise that argument is this. Do you have a son? And if not, when you do have a son, if you have a nephew or any male in your under the sound of your, influence, would you tell them to believe all women? Well, I mean, I'm just saying, would you tell your son to just believe all women if you're a mother? No, you're going to tell your son to use his own mind and his intelligence that you blessed him with and his rational thinking to decipher between each individual that he encounters, whether they're telling the truth. You don't just believe anybody. You do your research. You do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And you come up with your own. Don't just follow. No, you don't be no follower. Don't let nobody just tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? And you would tell the same thing to your daughters. So this feminist movement that's going on right now, they don't want equality. They want support. They want to be superior. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. That's what they use as a smoke screen. But see, we got a level to, playing field because we not finna accept no bullying tactics.
Nah.
Facts, Jeff. I totally agree with you. I know I've been quiet for a minute. I was just listening to everybody here. My thing about this is whenever somebody say believe all women and some of these women, if you got like Jeff, like just said a minute ago, if you got sons, grandsons, nephews, cousins, whatever the case may be, and if they're telling you to believe all women, they already calling your sons a liar by default. Right off top. Let's believe all women, then that means they calling your sons, nephews, grandsons liars by default.
Now, what kind of shit is that? Like we all, it ain't no all in between. You got men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Nowadays, numbers even lie. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do your research on everything. And like I said in the song, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Shit, what you see could been to play the Jedi mind trick on your ass, and we see that with these damn faulty ass videotapes. You know what I'm saying? In this chaos situation, the people doctoring up. You got people doing deep fakes. This is a whole thing that can be researched. You know what I'm saying? You got paperwork that can be documented. I mean, it could be documented and edited at the same damn time. It could be tampered and doctored.
Man, they got so much shit out here at their fingertips. It's easy to, dismantle shit, man. And it's just fucked up that we live in a society where you have to choose, you have to pick and choose, what direction you want to go. But at the same time, this is why we have to let our children experience life at a young age and don't hold them sheltered so much. Don't hold them too sheltered to the point that they don't understand the games of life. You can shelter them, protect them about certain things, but they have to live a little bit, because if you shelter your child all the way up from a teenager until they grown and you put them out the house for the first time and they 18, man, this world is not what it used to be.
Man.
It's not what it used to be. It's going to happen.
And time well spent is not time wasted.
Mm-hmm.
While we doing what we doing right now, time is moving. Time is infinite. And why would you waste your time on some bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
Time is precious and it should be cherished. That's one thing you cannot get back in this life. If you could get you can get rich, famous, and be a millionaire overnight. You could hit the lottery and fall off the next week you get your grind right, you can get money back if you got time. You know, you can do
Can't get
all
time
these
back, though.
different things, but one thing you cannot get back is
Just time.
time.
Man, I seen some shit, right? One time I was watching TV, right? And this guy named Benjamin Bassett, I think it was. He was on one of them shows, Lottery Changed My Life, right? This guy, he was like, you know, he was just like he was a guy used to work in a barber shop, sweeping up hair and shit. But he was like a bum, pretty much. But the guy won the fucking lottery one day. And it took for him to win the lottery for people to even find out that the guy was illiterate, man. He won the lottery, illiterate though. Couldn't read, couldn't write, none of this shit. He goes in the bank to open up a bank account. Now that he didn't won the lottery, he gets an accountant. Caucasian lady. Man, when I tell you, man, this lady ended up killing this dude. Had took all his money. Had him thinking people were stealing from him. Man, she bought a piece of land and put a concrete slab on the land, buried him under the concrete slab. Whole time, I'm gonna tell you something that was so crazy, bro. The only reason why they caught her is because his mother was, you know, she reported she hadn't heard from him. The guy was giving, he was so generous with the money, he had won some millions, but he was just giving people 30,000, 50,000. This woman, like, same situation, sort of similar to Kel's, man. She went and bought a house. The house wasn't even in the dude's name. She had a house in her name. She bought the house, then didn't make the payments on it, let the house go on foreclosure. Then she turned back around and bought the house. So he bought it for a couple million. And then when he lost the house, then the house turned around and sold for a couple thousand. She bought it. Like she was fucking him all the way around the board. And the mama, like, well, they hadn't heard from him for like a few weeks or so. So the dude had a cell phone. But the mama said, she told the investigator, she said, look, I got a text message from my son, but she said the thing is, my son is illiterate. He can't spell. And so the detective was like, what? You been getting messages from him? She's like, yeah, I've been getting messages from him. But he never answered the phone when I called. So come to find out, when they finally traced the messages down, the fucking accountant, man, the accountant that he made at the bank, figured out, realized that he was illiterate, man. Took advantage of the man, killed him, took his money, bought a piece of property in Florida, Miami, buried the man under the slab, the concrete slab. But she didn't know the man well enough, like his family knew him. His family knew, just because his family knew that he was illiterate and he couldn't spell. And she texting them as if she was him. And that's what if it wasn't for them texting her family back like he was alive, they would have never found out what happened to that guy. So you just, man, people take advantage of you in situations like damn, like you innocent as hell. Like, and that's like with Kel, I'm just sitting like, how you innocent? Everybody you meet take advantage of you, bro. Not just your sister, the landlord, Demetrius, Barry, Daryl, his friends, his wife, like everybody. Seemed like the only person had a genuine care for this man sound like Michael Jackson. That's the only story I've heard him talk about where he just like somebody embraced him. I'm quite sure maybe other people.
And Aaliyah.
And people wonder why now. It kind of make a little bit more sense now when they talk about why he was so close to Lena McLean, the teacher that taught him how to play the piano. He was looking for someone to show him love.
Yeah, everybody, it's mind blowing.
You see what I'm saying? Now when you hear what this man went through, now you understand the reason why he has the type of attachment that he has to certain things.
Yeah, I don't see.
I'm gonna say this. They even took the attachments that he had the good memories that he did, the good memories that he do have in life, they took those memories and used those against him as well. That's crazy, right?
Wow. Now you said that. You said that, and I just don't see how anybody could sit up there and listen at that memorandum and don't have a heart. Like if anything, you should walk away from it like, man, this man been through a lot since day one. And, you know, if you believe he has a problem, he should get some help, not life in prison. You know, how can you walk away from that as a human being and be like, that man need to be in prison for the rest of his life? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? You just cold-hearted, insensitive. You're not a rational thinking person. I'd stay away from me. If you could walk away from that situation and hear what you heard about how that man came up, stay away from me. If you cannot have a heart and feel like, man, that man need to be, you know, experience some real genuine, you know, concern or love and family, you know, people not no prison, you know, nah, he ain't running around here just violating people.
This though, Joe, J-Rock, ask yourself this. How many other people that say that Kels was they friend? How many of people around him that called him a friend? The people that he loved, the people that he would gave his life for. How many of them guys you all think knew this shit about this man? How many of them you think took the time out to ask him about his childhood upbringing? How many of them motherfuckers you think asked him, you know, why do you do this so much? Why do you stay in the studio so much? Why do you love McDonald's? The McDonald's situation they probably knew about because of the mother. But how many of them ever sat this man down and pulled him to the side and had a heart-to-heart? Because as long as he was giving them what they wanted, they didn't give a fuck about him. He was catering to their needs. No one catered to his needs. Sometimes you have to separate this artist. You got to take the man from this music and shit and pull him to the side. Man, I want to know what your mental like. Y'all see Big Vi. Have a mental conversation with Big Vi on this goddamn live one day. Big Vi, what's going on with you mentally, man? How you feeling, bro?
Hey, mental health check. We all need a mental health check from time to time. That's real.
It's real, bro. How shit been going with you and your son? Man, I'll tell y'all, man, the beginning of 23, man, I took so many goddamn losses. You know what I tell myself? I done lost, but guess what? I can't stop moving. I keep going. Because the moment I stop moving, then the moment that what? Everything that had happened is seen to catch back up. But at some point, you know, I also have a son that I'm raising full time. I don't get a break from this shit. So I can't stop moving. I gotta continue to keep moving. I can't stop moving until my job is done. And my job ain't done until my kids are grown. Until I instill in my son. And I still in all of my sons that knew how hard it is being a young man growing up in society. It's even harder now than it was when I was younger, because now everything is under a microscope now. Everything that you do, you got to watch what you say. We just watched the game last night. The Brooklyn Nets basketball player said no homo in the press conference. Get fined $40,000.
Wow. That's crazy, man. We were just having this conversation like, man, it's getting spooky out here for just being a man. Just like, you can't even be a man. You know, you got to censor everything you say or you're going to have to suffer the consequences. What kind of life is that for a man to, a young man that's becoming a man? Like, I understand you need to be respectful and things of that nature, but coming of age.
Why do you have to be respectful though, bro? They say you got freedom of speech. So why do you have to be respectful with what you say? So
when I say that.
Now I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, so the government is pretty much telling us to our face that we don't have the freedom of speech. Really? You fine this man $40,000 $40,000 for saying no homo?
That's crazy. That's unacceptable. Exactly. That's totally unacceptable.
Crazy, bro. 40 grand. You go to these low income hoods. There's people make $40,000 to live. That's people income for a whole year. $40,000. If you think about it, bro, what did Joe Biden say during the stimulus? $40,000 was the tax bracket.
Right. But see, what they
that shit crazy, right? You find a man $40,000 for saying some shit like that. 40 grand for saying no. Man, this shit's so crazy.
But see, we know that they designed these laws for them, not us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the Jedi mind trick, though. They want you to think that, oh yeah, woo. Nah, that shit don't apply for us. So we got to prepare our next generation to think like that. Like we really, it shouldn't have to be like that, but it is what it is. So we got to sit them down and talk to them about like how to move and how to maneuver through the matrix. Like, man, you a black man. This is the type of shit that these are the traps that they set you for. And this is how you maneuver around those traps. You know what I'm saying? Because they set them for you. They gonna tell you, oh, this is the guideline, but that rule book don't necessarily fit in. It is not accustomed to your fit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want you to believe. So you got to know how to maneuver through that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So this is pretty much what freedom of speech is like, right? The government, right? The media determine what's freedom of speech and what's not, right? Well, you can say what you want to say. You know, you can say what you want to say, but the media determines what's freedom of speech and what's not.
Exactly.
We're gonna tell you can't get up here and say what you want to say, but depending on what you say.
Hey, Big Vibe, before you get started, man, I appreciate everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna tune in. I'm still gonna be watching, and I'll comment on the chat. I just wanted to tap in one time for the fun time and say salute to you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
For you, though. Hold on, I got one for you though. Go ahead and finish your speech. I'm gonna bring it.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm gonna let you go do what you do.
All right. Hey y'all, man. Hey, big shout out to Jeff, man. Happy birthday,
happy
bro,
birthday
man.
to you, bro.
Keep cooking up that meat.
Salute. Appreciate it, bro.
Surprise, girl, I bet you thought I had went and forgot. It's a special day tonight. Your gift will be something you will remember for the rest of your day. Yeah, get ready, I'ma take you out and show you some love. Yeah, once we hit the club, it's your birthday. So let's party and have some fun. Yeah, we'll dance till the morning comes. Girl, let's step the night away. Happy birthday. And we're gonna celebrate. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. Hey, Kel's got a song for every occasion. You feel me? I'm over here two-stepping, man. Got my drink in my two-step. Hey man, love you brothers, man. Y'all have a great evening, man.
Love you too, bro, man. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Godspeed, man. Y'all be blessed. I'm still tuning in. I'm turned in.
Really? I got one knocked on.
I'm gonna take a drink for you, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Man, I wish I could take a drink, goddamn it, but I'm on the clock. I know they probably say, "What the hell he working? He always on live." Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
All y'all niggas going down, man. I'm telling on all y'all. Gee, you next. I'm telling on you. I'm telling on you. I'm telling on you. I'm especially telling on you, nigga. Gee, you.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Especially when Larry threw up the middle finger. especially telling on you.
I'm telling on you. I'm telling on you. And I'm especially telling on you. We was having some fun on this thing last night, boy.
Well, try being passed around between 20 men in a jail cell. A place a 16-year-old should never have laid eyes on, let alone spend 10 years in. But he does because he killed them.
Man, well, holiday heart, bruh.
Oh shit.
Man, I'm still shaking my head when your ass and turn around and you threw Casey and JoJo and the shit, man. I'm like, damn, man. From all your favorite songs, man, you gonna go ahead and do this? You gonna do that
man.
with
I got some shit
with S Curl and Hiplo?
Man, I got some shit. I got some shit on the press. I got some shit on the press for him, boy.
Yeah, I know you do.
I've been dropping them frequently.
Yeah, shoot. You know what? I had talked to my cousin earlier, man. My uncle's oldest daughter. You know, they got the range from my uncle. Everything's pretty much set in motion.
Okay.
So my uncle, I mean, I knew he would have been around close to what my dad's age would have been. I thought he was around along with my dad. He was a few years older than my dad. My uncle lived to be 94, dog.
Man, that's good, man. 94 is a good life, man.
He lived to be 94.
94 is a damn good life. That's good living.
94. He had dementia at 94.
What are you all? Where you staying in Texas, Louisiana?
Actually, Oklahoma.
Another state, Oklahoma. Okay,
yep.
Oklahoma. So you gonna be hitting that road then?
Yeah, they already they gave me the situation and everything, so I'm definitely gonna be up there for sure. And
yeah, I'm gonna be going to a funeral tomorrow.
Yeah, and my cousin told me, she was like, because I was on three-way with her and my sister, and she was saying how much her dad, my uncle, she was like, she said, you know what, my dad loved y'all. He said he was closer to us than his actual family.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's different. That's different.
But he loved us. He said he spoke highly of y'all. He loved y'all. He said he would go to the ends of the earth for y'all.
Man, I don't like when people, dealing with grieving, man. But we're gonna pray. Like you said, man, 94, he lived a great life. And man, it's a lot. He's seen a lot, witnessed a lot. Like you say, you sound like you spent a lot of time with him.
I haven't seen him in the it's been a minute for the last, but it's been a while, but I have seen him. I still I remember him a lot. I haven't seen him in the last decade or so. But see, every time I try to go up there to see him, my cousin, his other daughter, I was like, okay, I'm gonna come up here on this date. her work schedule crazy. She's married with her family, and she was think she was in the middle school, and then like she was in nursing, and because she got a degree in accounting, plus she was doing nursing, so her work schedule plus her school schedule conflicted a lot. I went back to school and was doing my thing, so we never could really get it together as far as when we were able to go see. We were able to link up, and I was like, God, when I heard he passed, I was like, damn, that hit me kind of, but I'm glad. The one thing I could say that he actually that was actually that I was really glad for him, and my cousin told me, he said the one thing he did not want, he said, do not let me go in a nursing home. I do not want that.
No, yeah, no, man. If you got parents, and man, if, man, don't see your parents in that place, man. You probably got a place like that. You probably got 50 workers in there. You probably only got about 5 out of that 50 that might care about doing their job, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing home is not for people. Don't abandon your parents, man. Don't abandon your parents, man. 'Cause them nursing home facilities, bro. Man, I've been seeing too much, and not saying that all the people that work there is fucked up, but a lot of neglect goes on in that place, man. When you put your parent in a nursing home, man, they just give up. They give up. With, it's just not. I mean, and I'm not saying that. Some people have their reasons, and and I'm not. It's no knock against nobody, and I hope I never be in that situation. But it's hard, man. I watched my grandma do it before she left here. She took care of my great grandmother. My great grandmother was on bed rest for over 15 years, and my grandma was there every day, hand and feet. That's another reason why, like, I learned a lot from my grandma. Like, my grandma showed me what love was and how to love and what it means to love and being there for your family and different things like that. That was my grandma. My grandma was big on family, so um, I feel where you're coming from, most definitely.
Yeah, because when my mom was sick, because when my mom was down and she was sick before she passed, she told my sister the same thing, because my sister moved home to stay with her. She said, "Do not put me in no nursing home." She said she did not want that, and thank God we didn't have to go that route. But my sister wasn't going to let that happen. She was like, "Look, even if I had to quit my job, we had to go ahead and try to make it some type of way. I wasn't going to do it. It wasn't going to happen." And I guess it was at the point, even if I had to move home myself, it wasn't going to happen. I think Big Bob must be on the phone call, but yeah, man. Oh, what's up, Dean?
What up, Jay? What up, bro? What's up? Talk to me.
Oh man, just chilling. It's Friday. Our boy Jeff had a birthday.
A word. Happy B-Day, Jeff. Happy B-Day. Jeff was on here earlier.
Oh yeah, he actually just got on about 10 minutes ago.
All right. Nah, that's crazy. Nah, fuck it. I took mad long to jump on because I had to go pick my girl up from she just graduated. Remember, I don't know if I was telling you or Vi that my girl, she becoming a flight attendant, so I just had to go pick up. She just graduated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I ain't tap in with y'all earlier. Yeah, so I just been doing, you feel me?
Yeah, he was, but today's his birthday, so I was like, just shout out, much love to our boy Jeff. I know you probably listening in the chat and whatnot. So once again,
Goddamn, Silla, I need a buddy plan. Where you at? Hey, tell my sister-in-law I said, what's up, man? Goddamn. She graduated. Got her old flight attendant. Yeah, man. That's
Nah,
what's
I
up.
got you. I got you, Vi. Nah, say no more. I got you. I got you. Nah, she what you call it.
Come on.
She
Come
feeling
on.
that shit. I ain't gonna lie. She mad happy about that shit.
Yeah, come on out here to Big Texas, man, so you can
Nah.
chill on the
Oh
patio
yeah.
somewhere, bro.
What you? Oh, you in Texas right now, Vi?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
I'm in the
Vi, you be moving around. Oh, D. 1 minute you in Minnesota, next minute you in Ohio, next minute he be moving around. J Rock,
Yeah, you do.
son,
You be Minnesota 1 minute,
that's what
Louisiana the
I'm.
next, back in Texas again.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just
man, look.
like, yo, son, this motherfucker Bobby moving around too much. But yeah, now what you call it? Nah, wait,
I
fill
have
me in
to, man.
on.
I got kids, man. I got kids, so ain't no
Hold up.
distance.
How
When
many
they
kids you
call
got,
me like
bro?
that, I want to see you.
How
That
many
ain't
kids you
for
got?
you two. I got enough.
What? He said I got enough. Damn.
Man,
He said I got enough.
I got
Damn.
enough, man.
See, I'm thinking
well,
the whole time I only had one.
Now my son
hey,
that live with me, yeah. I got
hey,
one
Big Vi,
daughter.
hey, Big Vi, back in the day, there was a show called Eight is Enough. You trying to say something, Vi?
I ain't never seen that show, bro.
It was an old show way back in the day called Eight is Enough. You said I got enough. I was like, okay, there was a show called Eight is Enough. You trying to tell us something, Vi?
Hey, I'm like Richard Pryor on Which Way Is Up.
Oh shit.
Now I was trying to delete that comment. I didn't realize that it was pent up there.
Oh man, well, I saw that comment. Lavish Lady actually deleted. I actually responded to him, so I actually reached into the Sanford and Sons book of Skillet on it when he said what do you call a power that pees on people? I said your mama.
Yo, I said your mammy, bitch.
I didn't. Shoot, I went right back. Shoot, I went like with Skillet on Sanford. So yo mama.
Julio. Yeah, man. We just on here. We were just on here talking, just talking back and forth, man, about what's to expect, man. I'm hoping that judge just grant the retrial, man.
Oh, they don't want a retrial. They don't want
They done
a
fucked
retrial.
up though. They star witness. Man, Jennifer asked her clear as day, are you seeking restitution?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now,
She clearly said she was undecided.
They don't want a retrial, because if they want a retrial, that means they got to retrace every lie that they told and try to be consistent with it, and they can't do that.
Well, if the judge if that judge don't read that motion and deny that retrial based off what Jennifer pointed out, it's over with.
It's gonna get if they don't, that shit gonna get escalated. You gotta escalate it at that point. It's no choice. That appeal gonna be
She pointed out two major infractions in the star witness testimony. The fucking you was seeking restitution and you knew that shit from 2019. Mm-hmm. You knew that. And you failed to disclose about the threesomes that you were having with Pauline that you testified to in court.
And then the itemized billing coming from the attorney.
She used that itemized billing sheet to prove that this motherfucker knew the whole time that she was seeking restitution in 2019. See? That's why she hired the law firm.
Yeah, 2019. When she was still in open communication with R.Kelly still.
Mm-hmm. Man, if you go to that sheet though, One of them on the itemized on when he was pointing out the itemized billing, man, and they met over almost 8 times between November and December. Just around the same time the BOP was giving out R. Kelly information. Of 2019. When he was in Chicago.
It's just some. This is just some insane shit. It's just you can't. Like once again, like the late Kevin Samuels once said, you can't make this shit up. I mean, the itemized billing. Her talk about, well, I don't know if I was going to decide to go forward with restitution. Yeah, okay. 13 to $20 million on the table, you gonna decide on whether or not you was gonna pursue restitution.
Look at all them meetings in November and December. That's when the damn Azrael was flipping at the same time in New York. So he had all this shit going on in both states.
See, and it goes back to what was said that Derek said earlier when they were talking about when y'all talking about Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince in regards to the in regards to their peak and what they hit. Like I said, it goes back to the clip I played to you on the death of the major label on the on the middleman on Nicki and talk of the town. It broke it down pretty much verbatim on what it was. The fact of the matter is that they would have all the music would be reverted back to the songwriters / producers / artists. Then on top of that, not only would they get the catalog, but then the labels who want to push the music, they got to pay licensing fees to those artists because they won't be able to openly use the song that they've had possession of. So once you have 100% control of something, and now you don't have that control anymore, you losing at least 80% of that control. Because remember, when Master P had No Limit Records, he controlled about 85%. Only 15% was with the label because the label was doing the distribution. So when you holding 100% control for damn near 40 years, but now all of a sudden you got to give that up. And like it was said in the clip, you're not getting the type of revenue you were getting because the new artists coming out, the music is not as deep, is not as talented as the old school artists. So now you gotta depend on those catalog releases. And they're not gonna let those catalog releases go because it's too much money involved. You just can't, and you know they're not gonna let that shit go without a fight. So right now that's where we pretty much at with it.
Man, this shit is crazy, bro. But we're gonna get into that sentencing memorandum probably tomorrow. Try to set it up for tomorrow. Try to get into that. I don't know, man. I read some of it, bro. I couldn't even keep reading it, man.
I read something saying that maybe it's part of sentencing memoranda. I don't know, but I read something saying that R. Kelly's lawyers had supposedly recommended an 11-year sentence to run concurrently with the 30-year sentence. So I saw that somewhere. And some people say, well, if they recommend 11 years, then that means they think he's guilty. No, that means they're trying to avoid all that because they said anywhere from 10 to 90 years. So they shot the low ball for the minimum, which would have been 1 year above the minimum, which is 11.
But that retrial, I want to know what the answer going to be to that.
But you know, me personally, oh, I'd love a retrial.
Because if the judge grant a retrial, then there ain't gonna be no sentencing.
Yeah, because I would love a retrial, but even though they wouldn't actually they still wouldn't televise it, because I guess it would still be considered a federal trial, I guess. Because see, that's because, like I said, that's the reason why I said Kim Fox and company didn't want to go ahead and try and do that. Didn't want to bring the charges in that state trial. They knew, Kim Fox knew all that information that was laid out. Everything that was already pushed out, she knew it. And she didn't want her and her office to be exposed on national TV. And for everybody in the media that have been riding on this R.Kelly hate train for as long as they have been, to find out all the crooked shit that Kim Fox and company have been doing behind closed doors this whole damn time. And it was going to be broadcasted on the major networks for everybody to see.
But they hit it last night. They hit it last night when they said Cook County came out to R.Kelly with a class action lawsuit and solicited people to come forward. That's exactly what the fuck they did. Well, Dana J. Well, that shit right there makes so much sense. A class action lawsuit. Cook County came out to Kelly with a class action lawsuit. Solicited people. If you are a victim, come forward.
I used to be a hoe. I ain't no hoe no more. I ain't been no hoe in a long time, Steve. A long time. I'm trying to change.
You were a hoe.
Back in the days.
You had to do it to one of my favorite songs.
Oh, hell no. They said all I could had to do was give me my song. Shit, I ain't know that what they were talking about.
S curl and hip low. God no, man.
Man. That's crazy, bro. Did you see the one I did with Player Club?
Man, look. Oh, I didn't talk about you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You don't get nothing. I got contract between me and you, and you do what I tell you do. Shut up, don't take no. I'm like, damn, but really, you had to go there.
I ain't even dropped the one yet with Barry Hankerson playing Big Red off Fire Heartbeat.
Yeah, you talked about that. Yeah, so my office hours are from 9 5.
See, everybody in your family was a sister pimp. Boy, I've been having fun with this shit.
Man, I'm still looking for the one when you had when you gonna have Bernie Mac up there with Jamal Bryant's face on it. They talk about, well, brother, is Brother Jones home? Sister Jones home? Nah, they both at work.
Yeah, I gotta get a picture of Jamal Bryant.
They talk about where your ass need to be now. Man, but you know what? Before we go any further, I got to go ahead and just mention that the absolute bombshell that got dropped on the NBA a couple of days yesterday when Kevin Durant got traded to Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what in the hell? I mean, in the middle of the damn night. And the crazy part, I was about to go to bed. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to bed. And then something told me, look on my phone. I looked on my phone, said breaking news. Kevin Durant and TJ Warren just got traded to the Phoenix Suns. I'm like, what?
See, they don't have a problem with that. But if an NBA player asks to get traded, then he'll locker room counsel.
Oh, did you see what the Russell Westbrook's wife made a response to that? She actually made a response to that. She had a picture of Blade and put Russell Westbrook's face on it. And then she said, and she said, I'll be glad. She said, well, it's good that he's gone, and it'll be really sweet that he goes to the Clippers, go to a team organization that really care about him. And vindication will be sweet, especially if the Clippers play against the Lakers. I said, okay.
Yeah, but now he's going to Chicago.
Now it's been rumored that the buyout, suppose that he might be in a buyout, that he could be headed there. But they said Paul George been recruiting him to go to the Clippers.
I'd like to see him anywhere. I mean, he buddy. I don't know, man. It's just hard, on a team like that with Russ style of basketball. Rustin did more with less talent around him versus him having talent around him. He it seemed like when he got lesser talent, when he had OKC, when everybody had left, he was down there with just Steven Adams. Dude putting up crazy triple doubles, averaging triple doubles for the whole season, man. Like, you didn't even know who the hell was on the team besides him and Steven Adams.
Yeah, I think he I always thought it was going to be a hard fit. It was going to be a hard fit between him and LeBron, and because both of them are ball dominant. My thing is, look, they say, well, he couldn't embrace the idea of coming off the bench, which he actually did, and he played okay this season. So you got some production out of him. He ain't played horribly. But he just didn't. But it just didn't click the way they wanted to click. So, and I think the fact that he got into it with the coach, that really didn't serve him well at all. So I think that part was the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna wind up. I think he's gonna wind up in one of three places. Like I didn't think about Chicago, but I forgot Billy Donovan used to be his coach, so that's possible. So Chicago
with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, and then you got the Clippers, Paul George, who has openly been recruiting for him to come out to the Clippers. Now that they got Kawhi healthy, the other team was Miami.
Yeah, Miami gonna have to give up something with Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler. I mean, I don't know. That'll be good too. I like to see him with Adebayo. Ain't his name?
Yeah, Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. Now in that culture, you know, they got a culture. They always got a culture in place in Miami though. So so you're gonna have to play hard and play with effort, which Russ checks both boxes on that, if nothing else. The question is, can he really fit in with how they play? I think but I think Eric Spoelstra's a good enough coach that he can figure it out. Look, nobody wanted Jimmy Butler either. Jimmy Butler was in Chicago. He was in Minnesota. Then he went to Philly. He looked like he was a cancer. Then he went to Miami, found a home. Same thing could be with Russell Westbrook. We don't know.
Most definitely could happen, man.
But I think really it's gonna come down to them three. It's gonna be Chicago, the Clippers, or the Heat.
Well, we gonna watch out for it and see what happened, man. You know, we've been on here for 2.5 hours, so I ain't gonna hold y'all long. You know, I'm at work, of course, but
yep.
I wish I was at home, but
well, I'm just sitting up in here watching Sports Center right now, watching the highlights in here right now.
I'm gonna watch some highlights on ESPN myself.
Yeah, the Sixers beat the Knicks. The New Orleans lost to the Cavs. Now they're about to show the Memphis highlights with Memphis and Minnesota.
Yeah, Memphis. You know, Memphis been on a losing streak lately, so hopefully they bounce back.
Yeah, I remember what John Morant said. I remember what John Morant said earlier up there talking about. He ain't worried about nobody in the Western Conference. He said the only team we worry about is Boston Celtics. They in the East. He said we good in the West. Y'all good in the West now? Kevin Durant, Phoenix now. Kyrie and Dallas now. You still good in the West?
Kyrie and Dallas, shit. You still got Steph and Clay and Draymond. Shit, you still now you got LeBron, AD. They picked up good pieces.
Kawhi Leonard is finally healthy.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Lakers picked up some damn good pieces. They picked up some shooting with D'Angelo Russell and
the Denver Nuggets are the number 1 overall seed.
And
then you still ain't got you still got Zion still hadn't come back yet.
Yeah.
When he come back, it's gonna really be a situation.
And play-in tournament gonna be hell, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm watching every single match. I'm watching every single playoff series in Western Conference Finals. In the Western Conference, everyone, it's must-see TV. I mean, the teams you just ran off. Golden State still the defending champs, even though they haven't really looked the same especially because Steph got that leg injury. He's still waiting, still trying to see because he's been out indefinitely. So when he's gonna come back. You got Memphis, who was in the Western Conference Finals last year. You got Denver, who's the number 1 seed. The Mavericks, who now got Kyrie. Phoenix, who now got Kevin Durant. Then you still got the Clippers, who got a healthy Kawhi now. New Orleans, when they get Zion back. The Kings have been playing some good. The Sacramento Kings have been playing some good ass ball. The Lakers, who have made moves, and then you still got Minnesota, who's still sniffing. I just gave you almost 10 teams off the rip. It's gonna be a madhouse in the West.
And motherfucking you can't count Portland out. They might not go for it, but they're gonna be there.
I'm telling you, if Damian Lillard can get a couple pieces in Portland, it's gonna be hell. That's what Portland need a couple of thoroughbreds. If they can get a couple of thoroughbreds to go along with Damian Lillard, they can do some damage.
And they should have won with it, but the thing was him and what you call him in the playoff shit, they come up short.
Yeah, CJ.
Him
and see, but you know what? CJ in New Orleans, that's a good fit.
Oh yeah, him and because shit, and Brandon Ingram, BI is good too.
Yeah, Him, B.I., and Zion.
Yeah, Zion just a fucking freak of nature, man. Zion a freak of nature, man. He remind me of a boy off of House Kid and played Class Act. I thought you was gonna play with my frog.
Damn. Damn, you boy, you in the Class Act. Goddamn. Yeah. Oh, I gotta ask you. Next weekend. Well, we'll have to go on next week. Going into Mardi Gras season.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to Houston next weekend.
Oh, okay, cool. So you ain't gonna be sniffing around down there by close to your home state or close to
I
the
don't know, man. You know, I used to, man. When I was in high school, I used to play in a band. I performed in Mardi Gras for like I started playing in a band in 6th grade. So I played in a marching band. I performed in Mardi Gras up in Metairie.
Okay.
We did big parades down there. You know, my whole middle school year till I started playing actual sports in high school. Then I couldn't be in the band no more. So,
yeah.
But I hadn't really been to Mardi Gras since then. I ain't, you know, New Orleans was just one of them places I didn't too much care for. But you know, I might break down and go down there this year.
Yeah.
But New Orleans was just one of them places that, to me, it's just like how everybody be so happy to go down there. I be like, man, fuck New Orleans.
Yeah.
Why you feel like that? I never forget, you know, I was in 7th grade, we went down there and we was in a parade and, you know, just seeing, you know, fucking bodies and shit being found on the bridges and shit. We on the school, but hell.
Yeah, because at one point New Orleans was a murder capital of the world.
It was crazy out there. It was nuts, but you know, I'm grown now. That shit been so long ago. But when I think about vacationing, man, New Orleans don't even be nowhere near the list.
Right. Right.
I go to Miami, Cali, Vegas, New York. Now that I'm living down south, I go back up north, you know.
But let's see, even my hometown have their own Mardi Gras parade, but
yeah.
But one thing gonna happen for sure. I know you're not gonna get Graham and the Southern's band that's gonna perform because both of them are gonna be up there in All-Star weekend because Graham and the Southern's supposed to be playing at that HBCU Classic during All-Star weekend. That's the HBCU game, so it's gonna be Graham versus Southern. So both bands more than likely gonna be up there.
Yeah, they get at it though. When they meet up, they get at it.
Yeah, that's why I never get on. So I'm talking. If nothing happened, I got to talk to my people. So I got to get down in New Orleans for Bayou Classic this year. This the 50th anniversary. The golden anniversary of Bayou Classic is this year.
Yeah, I like the motherfucking king cakes though. So.
Oh, I'm gonna give me one when I go home.
I'll tell you.
Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I'm getting a king cake from somewhere.
I like them king cakes though. No, I do accept the king cake. You know.
If I gotta be like Debo on Friday on a bike, got on my king cake, homie.
Yeah, man. I'd love to give me one of them. I worked out in the I was off pipeline and over the road. Mm-hmm. This guy, my foreman, he was from New Orleans, and his wife would come up on the weekends. Man, we was down in Katy. I was working down in Katy. His wife would come up from Franklin Parish, Louisiana, by New Orleans. He would bring that damn crab king cake. Man, that shit was so good.
Man, I know exactly what you're talking about. But I'm gonna get somebody king cake. Trust and believe, because if I go to Oklahoma, I might leave Oklahoma and then come back, and then I might go down to go down to Louisiana, still in time for Mardi Gras a little bit. I still may do that.
Yeah, man. Shit, because that ain't nothing but a 4-hour drive.
No, yep.
I'm gonna be going that way tomorrow though, myself though, for this funeral. One of my cousins, they supposed to have had it last weekend, but due to the inclement weather, it had to be postponed. So
yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you like always, everybody on the chat and everything. Much love to y'all and all that. So did you go ahead and hit that? Get ready to hit that road. Look at that rest before you hit that road. Be careful on that highway and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm finna go get in my car at work. Lay my seat back. And turn on my alarm. I see their ass in the morning.
Yup. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. To everybody in the chat, it's been nice chatting with y'all, kicking it with y'all. Look forward to coming on and reading the sentencing memorandum. Hopefully we can get it done tomorrow. But if we don't get it done tomorrow, man, we most definitely gonna shoot for Sunday. If we don't get it done tomorrow, going over the sentencing memorandum. Hope everybody have a good weekend, man. Y'all get y'all some rest. Enjoy y'all family. I really ain't got too much more to say, man. If y'all haven't already watched the shorts, man, go watch some of them shorts. Share them shorts, man. I'm gonna keep dropping them shorts on my channel. And any suggestions, y'all, just drop them in the comment. Drop them in the comment box. Any suggestions, y'all drop it in the comment box, man. We gonna try to make it happen, get it done. Everybody that came over and chill with us tonight, I appreciate you all for y'all time, man. Look, with that being said, free Kels until we see Kels. That's all we yelling. Until next time, we out.
Chiari, you are not...